Hey y'all, I just thought I'd do a little bit more of the drone update. And I want to clarify a couple of things. First of all, I'm not anti-drone. I'm not anti our government having and using drones in the right manner. I can see where they can be a very beneficial tool for our police and government officials, even for the media, as long as it's not abused. I'm not anti-drone at all. Matter of fact, if I had the money, I think it'd be fun to own a drone with a camera and take it out and fly it around and play with it and see what pictures I could get. But just like with having a gun or a vehicle or anything else in life, anything that you own brings along responsibility with it, including drones. And that's where I'm going to go with today. Now, some campers at the campground felt like they wanted to have fun. And you know what? I want those kids down at the campground to have fun playing with their drones. Don't get me wrong. I'm in total support of everybody owning drones with cameras. What I am against is the invasion of privacy, the abuse of using these drones. And what I'm against is the laws that protect them to use them in these manners. Now, I have done some more reading and I found out a few more things on the use of drones here in Oregon. But first of all, I want to remind everybody that it is still a federal law that you cannot shoot down any drones, period. It doesn't matter if they're owned by the city, or if it's owned by the police, if it's owned by the Air Force, if it's owned by your neighbor. You cannot legally shoot down a drone. That's the federal law, period. Regardless what your state law or your county law might say, and I've seen laws where certain areas said, yes, shoot them down. We'll give you a right to shoot them down if one's flying over your property. But those are not legal laws because under federal law, they're protected. They're considered an aircraft. But the laws that we have here in Oregon, to my understanding, what I'm reading underneath the Oregon stuff, um, first of all, that if you catch somebody flying a drone over your place the first time and you notify them that they're unwanted and they fly over your place a second time, you have the right to take them to court and sue them for that. You don't have the right to shoot their drone down, but you do have the right to take them to court and sue them for the invasion of privacy. There's some more laws going along that with too that they're further expanding that we can do, but none of it comes down to where we can shoot the aircraft down. You know, there are laws against flying over private property, and the Oregon state law states that if the homeowner deems it a nuisance, an invasion of privacy, they feel a threat, any of these means makes it illegal for you to fly a private drone over a private property under 400 feet. Okay, and a private drone in the state of Oregon, well, you can't take it over 400 feet. So that means that all the homeowner has to say is, I find that drone to be a nuisance. It's making noise, or I feel like it's threatening my privacy. You know, and that's all that has to be said. So, fortunately, there are laws for us. The problem with the laws now, with us not being able to shoot them down, is I got to go driving all over God's creation to try to find out where the person is that's manning it. The law says that they have to maintain eye contact with it, but you know what? There's 300 people camping at the campground here, and I got to run through every single campsite to find out which one. Jeez, I tell you what, it'd be a lot easier if I could just shoot that damn drone down and then let them come up here and retrieve it. then I'd know who was invading my privacy. I think that it would be a good law to say, you know what, you can shoot it down the first time. That way you have record and they know not to fly it back a second time. And that would send a message to drone operators. You know what, before I send this thing on up, I better make sure that I'm sending it up in a place that's not going to piss people off. Why is it my responsibility for me to tell you that I don't want you flying here over my property? That's kind of like me going on somebody else's property and going hunting on their property without their permission. If I hunt on their property and I get shot on their property because they're hunting too, they have a right to hunt on their property. I can get shot and they can say, hey, they thought I was another deer, and they're going to get away with it. You know, I'm just kind of confused about the way our laws are kind of set up. In this case, I'm going to call them criminals. People that fly drones over other people's property without getting consent, I'm going to call them criminals because to me, they are criminals. There's plenty of places up the road on out here, plenty of country that's government owns, federal land, federal forest, plenty of land up here. There's lots of Cascade Timber land up here, and I'm sure Cascade Timber could care less of you flying drones up there on their lands, as long as it's not fire danger season. But there's plenty of places to go fly them. Why do you have to fly them over somebody's home? And I mean within stone's throw. I'm not talking about a drone that's flying 400 feet up in the air, 300 feet, 250 feet. You know, as long as it's not too noisy and they want to fly around up there, well, yeah, I know what cameras can do. And honestly, we're not doing anything that I'd be embarrassed about up here. I still don't like the idea of people zooming in on a camera on our place, but I really don't want the noise of it here. I get enough road noise without having air traffic noise up here. We get airplanes flying all over the time. You know, low flying airplanes, and that annoys us. Nothing we can do about them. You know, they're up there above 500 feet. Then they're within their rights. I don't believe that they're out taking pictures. Well, they might take a picture here and there, and that's fine, but I can't see somebody in a nice plane want to take a shot of our place. But anyway, I just thought I'd give you an update um, on what's happening. I don't think the kids will be back flying the drone here. I really don't, but in the event they do, well, they know what happened the first time, and it will just happen again. Y'all come back now, yeah. Bye.